Greetings everybody, welcome guildies, and this is Death Pantser coming at you. Thought I would do a video on Silverwaste and just to kind of go over the basics of it, why it's so cool, why you would want to do it, all the money you can make from it, and just kind of going on the whim with this, going over it. So first, how do you get to Silverwaste? So Silverwaste is over yonder on the west side. You travel up this way and right on through here. And you'll have you have basically maybe few waypoints in here. Let's go check out the vendor, show you that. Okay, so the vendor has a bit of stuff. So you see all these carapace glove box, headgear box. There's some tonics, there's some Ascenda trinkets, and there's some of these tendon extractors, spleen extractors. So there's a collection involved with this Silverwaste. So let's look at that. Achievements, and it's called the Luminescence. So you can see I have them all, but it's an armor collection. Some people love the armor, some people don't. But so each one of those pieces of armor require several things. Like this footwear requires the Terragriff spleen, the husk spleen, troll spleen, and I'll just kind of go through it a little bit. Now you have to go to certain places to get some of these carapace boots and greaves or gloves. You'll get those from running Silverwaste. Through drops, you can buy them. Some of the stuff you have to get from doing the personal story. It's quite a task to get all these unlocked. And this is kind of more of an overview than anything. So I probably won't even be able to touch all the info that can be involved with Silverwaste. So that's one reason why you would want to do Silverwaste. There's the Luminescence armor. And right there's what it looks like. I have a tune running around with it, but I like playing my engineer better in here, so I just soon go with that. And okay, so going up here, the foothold. So you see these numbers, there's 4 bases in here, and this is how many is being held, 2 out of 4. When this bar gets up to 100%, you have what's called a breach. Each base has a hole in the middle of it, and you go down there and you fight a boss. If all of those bosses are fought and beat, then you get bigger rewards, and that would be considered a successful breach. After the breach happens, there's another big event called the Vine Wrath. Let me go to the map. So here's the Vine Wrath Tangle. That's the Vine Wrath event, and these are called lanes. People call them lanes, and each of these lanes you do a different task, and at the end of the lane you have a boss. It's fairly simple. The bosses on those are specific in some areas with fighting, but the easiest thing to do is just kind of tackle it and go with it. You'll have people kind of shouting out what to do sometimes. There's just a couple, after you do it once or twice, you'll have it down. And up here, so people refer to these bases as either colors or names. Like that's a blue oasis, so they'll call that blue sometimes. They'll call this amber down here. And you have indigo right here. You have red rock right here. So as you can see, there's these bulls that are carrying supplies to the base. So you usually have to have a couple people protecting that bull, so that the bull gets there, supplies the base. Once the base gets supplied, the base gets upgraded, and you have arrow carts, you have some other defenses. And that's the way they work in general. So before you get going in here, you want to make sure that you get some of these extractors. Depending on what you need in your collection, it depends on which extractor that you'll get, but make sure you have at least a few of them. And you might buy some of you want some keys after you get some crest, which, speaking of that, is the currency of the game. I have 1394 crest. You'll go through several thousand crest to complete that collection. And I think I've bought everything in here already. So make sure you equip with a couple of these and some keys if you can. But at least have these extractors. Those extractors, you use those extractors when you're fighting the boss that's in the hole in the ground. And the extractor will give you the collection pieces that you need going back to here. So like the luminescent leggings, it needs a terragriff bladder. So
Excelsior.
Go here and get the bladder, and then you have to go fight the right boss. Each boss has a certain name. I don't remember quite off the top of my head which one is which, but that's you can easily look that up. Alright, so let's go out and about. Red is always a good one to start with, and just kind of stay there.
Buster.
So let's just go out here. It's kind of a rough place. It's definitely a level 80 area. You can get away with a couple, maybe 75 or something if you want to finish leveling a tune. Another reason people come here are to do chest farms. What you do with those keys that I was mentioning is you go around and you follow a commander and you open up these bandit chests for loot. And you can take the loot, sell it, what have you, and make money. So this base, so we have a couple things to know about the bases, is you can call an airstrike, and you want to do that. Come over here and grab the torch. Each base has an airstrike. They're in different locations, so you come up here, go to this thing, and you light the thing. That, drop your torch, and the airstrike only fires upon enemy on the outside. As you can see here, airstrike will arrive in 3 seconds. This guy down here, he's asking for, see if it's a shovel farm or a chest farm. So that's an airstrike. And then once you have the right upgrades, you have an oil drop over there, and then you have arrow carts that come up here. Arrow carts are very important. They work very well. But this map is not a very good Silverwaste map because there's not a lot of people playing it, and they're not caring about the events. And look, they responded to the chest for right now. So this is actually a chest farming map. But when I look for a good map, I couldn't come up with any. They're all being pretty lame right now. So that is an explanation of how it generally works. This would be a really long video if I went over everything. Let's see, now Eye of the Hunt says it's an event map. So if we can, I'm going to try to hang out and play this a minute. At least see if we can get to the breach. Which really it's not happening very well. So, in case you don't know what a taxi is, what you do, like if we want a better Silverwaste map, you can look for a taxi. I'll show you that in just a second. Kill this puppy here. And there's the chest farm. So there's the supply bull that got to the base. Alright. Red tag is retaking the fortresses. This is a really terrible Silverwaste map. You really want a better one than this. but that's all I could find at the moment. Okay, so there. That event was succeeded. We protected the rock. Bases, these enemies, these more of them are going to go away. So now we have 3 out of 4 fortresses. Now the last boss you want to kind of try to do is Indigo probably. That's probably the hardest one. Now, after that event is done, come over here and you take this.
Thanks for pitching in.
You take this rubble and you give it to dude. And over here, rubble received 3 out of 25. He needs 25 rubble, obviously, to rebuild the fortress. So you want to do that. And we got some people doing it, so good. And if you open up your goodies, you have these bag of gear and you have bandit crest. In the bag of gear, when you open it, it gives some loot. So like those guys there in the chat are talking about amber. Here's a lost bandit crest. I can show you that. You unlock it like that. And I got a bandit longbow. So if you do Silverwaste for a couple of hours, you end up with a lot of stuff.
Thanks for pitching in.
So this is turning out to be a decent map. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I want to taxi people in here in a second.
Some must fight. Raising a building.
People, we're about to breach, so I can show you that. So the rebel event is done. So I'm gonna advertise my party, advertise party. Right there. See, he's taxing for it right there. So I'm gonna tax you for it. 90% to breach. Something like that. So then hopefully people will join. And got some people coming in. So people will hopefully leave other Silverwaste maps and come to this one. So that is taxing. Party filled up, so it unlisted itself. So I'm gonna advertise it again.
Faster.
And there's lots of things to chop down in here. So 3 out of 4. So I'm gonna eat my Mordrum extraction device. I put a little icon down here. It's going to collect its organs. So I'm basically going to get a random organ. Everyone pile red. We don't have enough for breach yet. We know that. So see, they use red. Red is indigo. No, sorry. Red is right here. Bastin. And I'm not sure why he's wanting everybody to go there. Normally you have enough people where you have a team at all bases. And you have all bases being protected, and you have 4 out of 4. There we go. Fortress held, 4 out of 4. It's getting there. So here I'm going to taxi this bull so you can see that. That's going to amber on the way on the west side. Let's see, is the party still advertised? Let's get more people, more people, more people. So you want more people so you can hold the bases better. And the breach happens sooner, and the vine wrap happens sooner. People are coming in like crazy. So I'll just keep this video going so that you can see the whole thing, the whole breach. Going to lose Indigo. So I guess I'll go help Indigo instead of going to do that. On my way. Go get this cactus first. So there's Magister Wiggs. You can't let her die, or you lose the base. Right there. I'm gonna get a healing turret for her.
Refreshing.
I guess it doesn't work on her. And for Indigo, you have the same thing. You have an oil pot. And you have your oil strike, your air strike is up here. I didn't grab a torch, but it's up there. And when you get arrow carts, those work really well. Oops, I didn't mean to fall down. Alright, map chat's saying that the instance is full, so that's good news. So we're just basically killing people. I'm gonna head back to Amber. Red. Indigo's probably going to fail. But I want to show you an easier one. So there's protecting Indigo. Now there's a couple of bosses, and Red isn't one of them, where you have to be careful with what weapon that you use. You can't use any of, you can't use anything that's going to kill the little ads, or it heals the boss. And for more of that info, just kind of look it up, because I don't have it memorized. After you get the Luminescence collection, you'll be well tired of Silverwaste, but you'll come back now and then for some good gold. Most people make about 30 gold an hour, maybe a little more, I think. Working Silverwaste, so it's some good gold to be made. Let's go ahead and give it another airstrike. Somebody already did. And the arrow carts are there. Yay! Look at those puppies. Are blasting them good. Each boss is different. Okay, so now we are on the breach. A breach, enter the fray. So there's the hole in the ground. Oh, I'm gonna die. Almost died. When you go in there, in that hole, you want to jump in the middle. You don't want to go on the edge like I did. I used my rocket boots, and it kind of messed me up. This is one that you don't want to kill the ads. Yeah, you don't want to kill all those offshoots down there. The only thing an engineer has, I believe, that doesn't have an AOE, that doesn't target more than one person, is the elixir gun, #1 skill. So I'm just going to auto attack him on that, and hopefully other people do not mess him up. So watch the health there. As long as we do it right, he will not heal. Yeah, Indigo 5 people. Indigo's a little tricky. You have to. There's 2 Terragriffs at Indigo walking around, or that go around the circle. And get up there. And you have to be careful on how you kill them. You have to use these poisons. But easier showed than said. So I'm just going to kill this dude. So this one's copper. There's all kinds of achievements here in Silverwaste. Amber at 50. So people will announce health sometimes. If they, because if we kill copper real fast, then we'll rush to indigo and help with indigo. Some people complain about that because the more people, the harder it is, whatever. He's right on us. And if you die all the way, especially at red, you should waypoint. Any of them you should waypoint. So after we finish the breach, I'll just show you the vine rift, how it's kind of laid out, and then be the end of the video. That was a tough hit. I'm gonna die reviving people. Oh, my copper just healed a tad. Alright, copper's done. Almost. Up here he's 0, over here he has a little bit. Okay. So, see if we can rush to indigo. Nope, not enough time. Time limit's 30 seconds left. There's nothing we're going to do to help indigo. So, we got some loot.
You can never have too much trick. Buster!
Part of the collections. Well, after a boss defeats in the side of these places, there's a lot of times a little something. I don't see it right here. I don't know where it's at in here, but you have to take an item that you gather somewhere else and kind of charge it with items in there. So event failed because not all the bosses were defeated.
I don't have enough energy.
There's the ending loot. If all the bosses get defeated, you get more loot. But we still got a good amount of loot. We got our extraction, got our mortar device. Now, since the event failed too, there's a bunch of poison around. Boom, boom, and there's not taking that off. You can't take it off really. You have to get out of the poison to get it off. And there's some champs, a lot of champs around all the time. Tons of events. Okay, so then you head west to get ready for the vine, or the choppers. Chopper's going to land in 2 minutes. This is getting ready for the vine raft. Okay, so you just choose your lane. I forget which one's harder, but you'll end up doing them all at some point in time. So we'll look at our map again. So we're over here. So you have this lane, the middle, and the bottom lane. Let's just go to the top. I think that's an easier one as far as the boss. For the most part, all your info is over here on the right hand screen. It tells you exactly what's going on, what you need to do. It's pretty easy actually. After you do it once or twice, won't be any big deal to do it. Need more people north. I'm here. Coming to the rescue. No. Okay, so then you open up your extract and Mordred Musk part, and it gave me an orchid. Wow, good, because I needed another one. So you double click. Some things need 2 parts, so I need 2 parts for that. So I'm gonna double click, and it gives me a bladder. Bladder, if I remember right, is worth more crest than the others. So let's open our pouches. General loot. Okay, here we go. Getting ready to start this mortar, or
All right, everyone. Faster. We need our siege weapons in position.
Fine Wrath. Get up here out of poison. Up here is a pretty good place to be. There's an airstrike up here. There's some mortars that you can build. Anything with an X on it, kill. This pouch has a rare in it. Those are from the chest. So you can see you got a bit of stuff just from that. And to let's see, to build the carts, you need, can't remember how you build the carts. I think you need a hammer. But here's a mortar. That's it. You just use this stuff, kill the guys. So, I'll tell you a little more about the siege carrier. So this guy right here, you're to protect it so that it transports stuff back and forth. If he dies, then you fail. Also, if a boss does not get defeated on another lane, and then it gets passed on to other people to defeat the boss to another lane. That's really about it. We don't have enough people to maybe be successful, but I don't know, I've never done it with this few people. So you just protect this dude. That's the main goal. And it spawns in other events after that, like the boss. And yep, we get some big old booms. Look at that. 25 might. Look at all those booms. Alright, that's it from me on this. I'm just going to waypoint back. Hate to leave the guys, but I'm just trying to make this video. And then you go back, go through all your inventory, which would be a lot after you do a full run. Open your SAM. Okay. That's basically it. Just I wanted to give a brief summary, give it in a nutshell. There's just too much info to show it all at once and explain every single thing. Which, to be honest, I've done this many times and never learned all the intricacies of it because there's kind of no need to. You just play it and get through it. And there's websites that go through it. I wish I could. I don't want to spend hours editing videos, or I would maybe put some stuff on the screen for websites to do it. But just do a search. Duffy has a good guide on it. There's some stuff on the Reddit, more info. But my recommendation is just go play the thing and learn as you go, because it's just overwhelming on some of the instructions that you can find out there for Silverwaste. Pages and pages and pages. Well, with that, let me know if you have any questions. I hope I didn't bore you too much, and I hope you learned something. I'm out. We'll catch you around.